Hi, I am Teri Camus.
I'm Shannan Laudette.
We are Real Estate by TLC, and once again, we're here to talk a little shop.
Yep. Today we're going to talk about 4 ways that your real estate agent is working behind the scenes to get your home sold.
Hopefully.
Always.
Yeah. So obviously there's a lot of things that your average seller just naturally expects an agent to be doing.
Yes.
That's, marketing and looking to attract a buyer for sure.
Hosting an open house.
Yeah,
Getting
things
back
like that.
to you and letting you know what the buyers thought that came through the property.
Yeah, communication. Those are things that I think every seller expects. But there are things that are happening behind the scenes typically that you may not have put any thought into.
Right.
Number 1.
Market research. So it's not just looking at the homes that have sold near you or whose homes are similar to yours. There's a lot more into the market research for determining your price. So we're going to look at off-market sales. We're going to compare the neighborhoods that those homes are in.
Yes, ma'am.
It's not just a Zillow's estimate. There's a lot more that goes into it.
Not only that, but how many days were these homes on the market? Were there price adjustments? And so you know what they sold for, but what did they start at?
Right.
How many days on the market were they before they made that price adjustment?
And sometimes the data and the pictures really don't tell the whole story. Sometimes calling up that listing agent and saying, what more can you tell me about this house? It appears that it should have sold for more than it did.
Right.
Why is that? And then you find out something else. The neighbor had blue tarps in the yard, or there was a interesting odor in the home.
Sure, interesting is a good word. But also, too, you want to know, were there any seller concessions made?
Yes.
Did the seller pay for closing costs? Was there a carpet allowance? So there's a lot of factors that go into pricing. So that was number 1. So number two.
Yes, attracting the buyer. So now you've got the pricing strategy figured out. So now, what are we going to do to make the home the most attractive so that buyers are going to come look at it?
Right. So one of the things that is really, I think, critical to do is to sit down with the seller and find out, since they've been in the home, what are all the upgrades that have been done? What repairs have been done? Do you have a new roof, a new furnace? Did you put a new carpet? Because all those things impact pricing.
Was it high quality carpet that a buyer wouldn't really be able to readily tell just from looking at it?
So we also make this list then of all the upgrades, all the home's unique features, and we upload that with the listing, and we call that out in the agent-only remarks.
Yep.
Check out the features list. It's super important.
So that's going to be the open house and everything too, so that when buyers come, they have that readily accessible.
Right. So in addition to all of that, we are then looking to coordinate with stagers and photographers. There's a lot that goes into attracting that buyer.
Absolutely. Making sure that it presents as highly as possible so that we have the maximum
in its
value
best light.
possible.
In its best light. You have one chance to make that first impression.
That's exactly it.
Okay, number 3.
Scheduling.
Yes, scheduling. So there is a lot of details. We already mentioned, potentially stagers. We mentioned photographers. But once we get on the market, then maybe you're going to do a broker tour. And in addition to broker tours, we did touch on, that we're probably going to do an open house, but you could do a mega open house too, which is really exciting to do that.
Right. And not every home is going to work for a mega open house. Typically, it's a home in a neighborhood where neighbors are nearby and going to be able to come. So the mega open house has its own strategy. There's a lot of involvement with that, and we'd love to talk to you about that more.
Yes. So in addition to that, we're not going to just hope, because hope is not a good strategy, that your average real estate agent is going to be aware that we're now on the market. So we are seeking to work with the top agents in our area. So we're making sure that they're aware that you're on the market.
Right. And just because it's, they see the front photo on the new listings of the day, it might not trigger what their buyer needs. So if there's, especially if there's a special feature of your home, you have a beautiful garden in the backyard, you have extensive landscaping, some features that aren't readily apparent.
Yeah.
We can make those phone calls, send out those emails, and let the top agents know.
Not only that, but then we need to follow back up with those buyer's agents, and we need to ask for that critical feedback. There's nothing more frustrating to a seller than having showings and having absolutely no feedback.
Right.
So oftentimes we have to work kind of hard to get that too.
Yes.
Yeah. So number 4.
Number 4 is managing the close. From the time you get the offer until closing, in some ways, that's half the work right there.
Yeah. If not 3/4.
3/4, yes. So first we get the offer. but then making sure that the sale happens successfully for you.
Right.
That's really where we earn our money, you know?
There's a lot of moving parts here. So number one, calling and talking to that buyer's lender, making sure that they really truly are pre-approved, that there's no underlying conditions that we need to worry about.
Asking questions of that lender.
Lots of questions. So there's a lot of timelines, critical timelines that we need to be aware of and managing contingencies along those same timelines that we need to be aware of. There's just a ton of follow-up.
Yeah, and the home inspection, that's one of the places where we really earn our money.
Yes.
So when you have a home inspection and the buyer comes back to you with, okay, I want A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J done, you're going, oh my gosh, why are they asking for all of these things? With our experience, we can help guide you through what's typical, what the next buyer would likely ask for, what you don't need to do, and the pricing that goes along with that. We can help you through that process.
Right. So the negotiations oftentimes start all over again. And so while you may think, hey, I've got my contract, I'm ready to go, 30 days from now, we are out of here.
I have my closing date.
There is so much that needs to be managed right up until that final moment when funds are released. And it's done.
Then it's done.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So all in all, there is a lot that goes on behind the scenes. Having a skillful real estate agent is critical to get you from point A to point B where your house is sold.
Yeah. So if you have any questions, any concerns, you're thinking, oh, but what about this? Just hit us in the comments and we'll reach out to you. Thank you again for watching, and until the next time.
Bye-bye for now.